We are on page 42, and this is the test review for Module 2, mostly multiple choice. Some of these get kind of tricky, so you can either attempt them on your own and then play the video when you're ready to check your answers, or you can just play the video, work along, and solve them to the best of your ability. All right, we'll just go in order to the best of our ability. Number 1, which is the least common multiple of 5 and 150? So the key here when you're getting ready to take an assessment is make sure you read carefully what this is asking. We're listing the multiples. Don't list a bunch of factors, list the multiples. And if you list the multiples of 5 and the multiples of 150, seems like if I start with my 5s, I'm going to have to list a bunch of them, like 5, 10, 15. I wonder if I should just stop there for a minute. Maybe you should start with my 150s. Well, the first multiple of every number is just itself. The first multiple of 150 is 150. So now I just have to ask myself, would 150 be a multiple of 5? And it would, because 5 goes into anything that ends in 5 or 0. So if 150 is the least multiple in 150, and if it is a multiple of 5, then that's going to be my answer. The answer is D, 150. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Check out question number 2. Now this is a word problem, and this is one of those where I'm not sure it's going to be super clear on whether this is GCF or LCM, so we'll read it carefully and then we'll decide. Cy has 42 baseball cards and 70 football cards that he wants to group into packages. Each package will have the same number of cards, and each package will have the same number of baseball cards and football cards. How many packages will Cy make if he can use all the cards? So when you have relatively large numbers like 42 and 70, what do your instincts tell you? Do you think this is an LCM? Or do you think this is a GCF? It doesn't quite say this, but it almost kind of says, what is the greatest number of packages that he can have if he uses all the cards? It doesn't say that word greatest in there, but I believe this is a GCF problem. So I'm going to find the factors of 42 and 70. And since this is multiple choice, I could just ask myself, is 7 a factor of 42 and 70? Well, 7 goes into 42 and 70, so it could be 7. What about 14? Does 14 go into both numbers? And I'm not positive I know my 14s very well. I could list my 14s. Or you could simply do this. Does 14 go into 42? And does 14 go into 70? And when you answer that question, you'll know if 14 could be the answer. What about B, 10? Is 10 even a factor of 42? It's not. So that's not a good option. What about 21? Is D, 21, is that a good option? Does 21 go into 42? It does. How about 21, does that go into 70? It does not. So that's not a good option. So really I need to ask myself, is it going to be 7 or is it going to be 14? Well, if you do your 14s, 14 goes into 42 3 times. 3 times 14 is 42. And 14 goes into 70 5 times. 5 times 14 is 70. And so now I know that 14 goes into both numbers. The answer is 14. The answer to number 2 is C, 14. All right, I need to clear my annotations here and move on to numbers 3 and 4. I think I can see both, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. Number 3 reads, during a promotional event, a sporting goods store gave a free t-shirt to every 8th customer and a free water bottle to every 10th customer. Which customer was the first to get a free t-shirt and a free water bottle? This is exactly like, in fact, I think we've done this problem maybe more than once. It's exactly like a couple of problems we've done before where we need to list the multiples of 8 and we need to list the multiples of 10, and you could probably do it mentally. But if you listed your multiples of 8, you'd get 8 and 16, 24, 32, and 40, and I know that's going to be the answer because if I did my 10s, it'd be 10, 20, 30, 40. It's going to be C, the 40th customer. It's going to be the right answer. Question number 4. The table below shows the positive positions relative to sea level of 4 divers. Kareem is negative 8 feet. Leah is negative 10 feet. Maria is negative 9 feet. And Tara is negative 7 feet. Which diver is farthest from the surface? Well, if I drew a little sketch here, and that's the surface, that's going to be at 0 feet. And then Tara would be closest to the surface because negative 7 would be the highest, and then it'd be negative 8, and then it'd be negative 9, and then the person farthest from the surface would be negative 10. That's going to be Lee. The answer is B, Lee. All right, let's move on. We will go up to the top of the next page. We're on number 5. I'll move my whiteboard over here. Number 5, what is the greatest common factor of 12 and 16? Well, if you list your factors of 12 and 16, you might be able to do this mentally. The factors of 12 include 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. The factors of 16 include 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. And the greatest number that appears in both lists is 4. The answer is B, 4. Number 6. Which expression is equivalent to 27 plus 15? This is one of those where you need to notice that all these numbers right here are the factors of 27 and 15. So let me ask you a question. Which of these is going to be the greatest common factor? Does 9 go into 27? Yes. Does 9 go into 15? No, it doesn't. That means A can't be the answer. What about B? Could be the answer. Does 3 go into 27? Yes, 9 times. Does B go into 15? Yes, 5 times. That 15 right there is a problem. It can't be B. We already said 9 can't be the answer, so I think it's D, but let me prove why it is. Let's just check our answer. What is 3 times 9? Well, 3 times 9 here is 27. This is a plus sign. What is 3 times 5? 3 times 5 is 15. So these two expressions are the same. The answer is D. Now you have a way to check those. Those are kind of tricky, I understand that, but they're not that bad. All right, let's check out numbers 7 and 8. Number 7 is a review of Module 1, integers. It says, during a science experiment, the temperature of a solution in beaker 1 was 5 degrees below 0, so that's -5. The temperature of a solution in beaker 2 was the opposite. The opposite of -5 would be +5. What was the temperature in beaker 2? It's going to be +5, B, 5 degrees. All right, number 8 is a mini task. This is multi-step. It's not terrible, but it is kind of tricky. Let's check it out. 8 says Tia is buying paper cups and plates. Cups come in packages of 12 and plates come in packages of 10. She wants to buy the same number of cups and plates, but plans to buy the least number of packages. So this is an LCM problem of 10 and 12. And we could do that right here. You might know the LCM of 10 and 12. What I'm not going to do is list the multiples of 10, because I can just do those in my head. Those are simple. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Multiples of 12, though. 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60. And so I know the answer is going to be 60. But here's the deal. It says, how much should Tia expect to pay if each package of cups is $3 and each package of plates is $5? So the cups were the 12s. So these are the cups. And these are the plates. So she bought 60 plates and she bought 60 cups. But how many packages is that? Remember, the plates come in packages of 10. So if she bought 60 plates and they come in 10 packages, how many packages is that? I said that wrong. If she bought 60 plates and they come in packages of 10, how many packages is that? She bought 6 packages of plates, and I think I spelled that wrong. And it says in the directions that the packages of plates cost $5. So she spent $30 on plates. $5 per package times 10 packages. She spent $30 on plates. How many packages of cups? She bought 60 cups, but they come in packages of 12. So how many packages is that? Well, that's one package. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She bought 5 packages of cups. So 5 packages of cups, and we have to go back to the directions and reread. The cups are the packages of cups are $3 each. Well, if she bought 5 of those for $3 each, that's a total of $15. Well, she spent $30 on plates and $15 on cups. She spent a total of $45. Now, it does say explain, and you could explain that in words, but I think I explained it well enough by showing all my work. So that one was kind of tricky. I hope you understand how we did need to find the LCM of 60, but then we needed to apply that and reread the directions a couple times. Okay, we are done with page 42. Good job.